A long time ago, in the big city of Douala by the sea in Cameroon, there lived a mermaid named Ngonda, who lived deep inside the inky blackness depth of the sea. She wasn't like the mermaids in fairy tales. Ngonda was strong and magical, but she was also very lonely. Every day Ngonda would swim near the shore and watch the people on the beach. She saw families playing in the sand, friends laughing together, and couples holding hands. Ngonda wanted more than anything to be a part of that world. One night, when the moon was full and the sea was calm, Ngonda swam to the deepest part of the ocean. She called out to Mbombo, the powerful god of the sea. "Mbombo! Mbombo! I need to talk to you!" she shouted. The water began to bubble and swirl. Suddenly, a huge figure rose from the depths. It was Mbombo, with eyes like glowing coals and skin as dark as the night sky. "Why have you called me, little mermaid?" Mbombo's voice boomed like thunder. Ngonda tried not to shake as she spoke. "Great Mbombo, I want to become human. I want to walk on land and live among the people. Can you help me?" Mbombo laughed, and the sound made the waves crash harder. "You ask for a big thing, little one, but I can make it happen, for a price." Ngonda's heart beat faster. "What do you want? I'll do anything." Mbombo's eyes narrowed. "If you want to live on land forever, you must bring me the souls of 100 men." Ngonda gasped. "But how can I do that? I don't want to hurt anyone." "It's simple," Mbombo said with a wicked grin. "I will turn you into a beautiful woman. Use your beauty to make men fall in love with you. When they do, their souls will be mine." Ngonda felt scaring, but her desire to be human was stronger than her fear. "Okay," she said. "I'll do it." Mbombo nodded. "Good, but remember, if you bring me the soul of a truly good man, you'll turn back into a mermaid forever." Before Ngonda could ask what that meant, Mbombo waved his hand. Suddenly, Ngonda felt a terrible pain. Her tail split into 2 legs and her gills turned into lungs. She tried to breathe underwater but couldn't. Panicking, she swam to the surface. As she broke through the waves, Ngonda took her first breath as a human. She looked down at her new body in amazement. She had legs and feet. She was so excited that she almost forgot about the deal she had made. Ngonda swam to the shore and walked onto the beach on wobbly legs. She found some clothes that had been left behind and put them on. Then she walked into the city of Douala, ready to start her new life as a human. But Ngonda didn't know that her deal with Mbombo would lead to big trouble. She didn't know that she would meet a kind man named Ekong, or that she would have to make a very hard choice. This was just the beginning of Ngonda's story. A story about love, magic, and the price of getting what you wish for. Ngonda walked into Douala, her eyes wide with wonder. The city was so big and busy. There were cars honking, people shouting, and smells she had never smelled before. It was exciting, but also a little scary. She soon realized she needed a place to stay and money to buy things. Ngonda remembered what Mbombo had said about using her beauty, so she decided to become what humans called a prostitute. She didn't really understand what that meant, but she knew it involved making men like her. Ngonda found a small room to rent. Then she bought some pretty clothes and makeup. When she looked in the mirror, she could hardly believe how beautiful she was as a human woman. That night, Ngonda went to a busy part of town where lots of men were drinking and having fun. As soon as they saw her, many of them wanted to talk to her. Ngonda smiled and laughed, making the men feel special. One man bought her a drink and asked if she wanted to go home with him. Ngonda knew this was her chance to get a soul from Mbombo. She said yes and went with the man. When they were alone, Ngonda kissed the man. As she did, she felt something strange happen. A misty, glowing thing came out of the man's mouth and into hers. It was his soul. The man fell asleep right away, and Ngonda left quickly. She went to the beach and called for Mbombo. When he appeared, she spit out the soul into the water. Mbombo smiled his scary smile. "Good work, little mermaid," he said. "Only 99 more to go." Ngonda felt bad about what she had done, but she tried to forget about it. Over the next few weeks, she did the same thing many times. Men would fall in love with her beauty, and she would take their souls. Soon, people in Douala started talking about men who had gone missing. They said these men had last been seen with a beautiful woman no one knew. The police looked for the men but couldn't find them. Ngonda was careful to only pick men who didn't have many friends or family. She didn't want anyone to miss them too much. But even so, she started to feel very guilty. One day, when Ngonda had collected 50 souls, she met a man named Ka. He was a fisherman, and he was very smart. Ka had heard the stories about the missing men, and he was suspicious of Ngonda. "Where are you from?" Ka asked her. "I've never seen you around before." Ngonda tried to smile. "Oh, I'm new in town," she said. "I came here to find work." Ka didn't look like he believed her. "Be careful," he said. "There's something strange going on in this city." Ngonda nodded and walked away quickly. She knew she had to be more careful. She didn't want anyone to find out her secret. But what Ngonda didn't know was that she was about to meet someone who would change everything. Someone who would make her question everything she was doing. That someone was Ekong, a kind fisherman with a heart as big as the ocean. And meeting him would be the start of Ngonda's biggest problem yet. One sunny morning, Ngonda was walking along the beach, thinking about the souls she still needed to collect. She was so lost in thought that she didn't see the fishing net on the sand and tripped over it. "Oh no, are you okay?" a friendly voice called out. Ngonda looked up to see a young man running towards her. He had a kind face and gentle eyes. This was Ekong, though Ngonda didn't know his name yet. Ekong helped Ngonda stand up. "I'm so sorry about that," he said. "It's my net. I should have put it away properly." Ngonda brushed sand off her dress. "It's all right," she said. "I should have been watching where I was going." Ekong smiled, and Ngonda felt something strange in her chest. It was a warm, fluttery feeling she had never felt before. "I'm Ekong," the fisherman said. "I haven't seen you around here before. Are you new to Douala?" Ngonda nodded. "Yes, I'm visiting," she lied. She didn't want to say more in case Ekong had heard about the missing men. "Well, welcome to our city," Ekong said cheerfully. "Would you like me to show you around?" Ngonda knew she should say no. She was supposed to be collecting souls, not making friends. But something about Ekong made her want to stay and talk more. "That would be nice," she said. For the rest of the day, Ekong showed Ngonda around Douala. He took her to the busy market where people sold colorful fruits and vegetables. He showed her the big ships in the port and told her stories about the sea. Ngonda was amazed by how kind Ekong was. He helped an old woman carry her heavy bags. He gave some of his lunch to a hungry street dog. He even stopped to help a little boy find his lost toy. As the sun began to set, Ekong and Ngonda sat on the beach, watching the waves. "So what do you think of Douala?" Ekong asked. Ngonda smiled. "It's wonderful," she said, "and the people here are so nice." Ekong laughed. "Well, not everyone. There are good and bad people everywhere, but I try to be one of the good ones." Ngonda felt that warm feeling in her chest again. She realized that she liked Ekong very much, but then she remembered her deal with Mbombo, and her smile faded. "What's wrong?" Ekong asked, noticing her sad face. Ngonda shook her head. "Nothing," she lied. "I just remembered I have to go." She stood up quickly and started to walk away. But Ekong called after her. "Wait, will I see you again?" Ngonda knew she should say no. Ekong was too nice, too good. She couldn't take his soul. But instead she heard herself say, "Maybe, I hope so." As she walked back to her room, Ngonda felt very confused. She liked Ekong, but she was scared too. What if Mbombo found out about him? What if she accidentally took Ekong's soul and turned back into a mermaid forever? Ngonda didn't know what to do. For the first time since becoming human, she wished she could talk to someone about her problems. But she was all alone, with a big secret she couldn't share. Little did Ngonda know, her problems were about to get even bigger. Because Ekong's friend Ka had seen them together, and he was determined to find out who this mysterious woman really was. The next few weeks were confusing for Ngonda. During the day, she would meet with Ekong. They would walk on the beach, talk about life, and laugh together. Ekong told her about his dreams of owning a big fishing boat someday. Ngonda loved listening to him and seeing his eyes light up when he talked about the sea. But at night, Ngonda would go back to her old ways. She would find men in the city, make them fall in love with her, and take their souls for Mbombo. Every time she did this, she felt worse and worse. She started to hate herself for tricking people